Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Friday, July the 13th. We do have a 15-game slate tonight, and it is a 15-game slate that is rather weak at pitching. Our options over 10K, we only have two of them. James Paxton's listed in the player pool as I'm recording this video, but he's not going to be pitching today. He pitched on Thursday. So our two options over 10K are Madison Bumgarner and Noah Syndergaard. Bumgarner's 11-4, gets a matchup at home with the Athletics. Syndergaard, going to be coming back from the DL, is 11K, and he gets a matchup at home versus the Nationals. Just focusing on these two pitchers, I really don't have interest in either one. This is a Coors slate. There's a game that's going to be played in Coors Field. Two pretty bad pitchers going in Coors. So I really don't want to pay up at pitching on the slate. I don't think I have to. I think we can go cheaper. Two mid-tier arms is probably going to be the popular way to go. Bumgarner and Syndergaard, I feel like both guys aren't going to burn me on this slate. I feel like I can fade both guys and can find similar upside for cheaper. So I'm going to be off of Bumgarner, going to be off of Syndergaard. Looking for the options that I'm really interested in. Jake Arrieta might be a play people go to. 8,900 versus the Marlins. Good pitcher's park. The matchup's pretty good. The Marlins don't really strike out a lot, but they're a really bad offensive team. But Arrieta also hasn't been very sharp this year. Somewhat of a risky play at 8,900, but you could consider him. Dallas Keuchel is a guy that I really like today. He's 8,400. Gets a matchup at home against the Tigers. Really like this matchup. This Tigers team is another team that's just not good offensively. We look at their projected lineup and their implied run total for tomorrow. Only a 3.2 implied run total. Keuchel is a minus 264 favorite. This lineup for the Tigers is just really bad. Nick Castellanos is really the only good hitter in this lineup. Other than Castellanos, you have a ton of strikeouts in this lineup. A lot of upside here for Dallas Keuchel. I know he's not much of a strikeout pitcher. He's sort of a ground ball pitcher. That's how he manages to have good outings, when he gets the ground balls, just limits the damage. But he could get 6 to 7 strikeouts here, possibly 8 Ks. This Tigers team will strike out, and they're just not a good offensive team. I like Keuchel here. He's reasonably priced at 8,400, can definitely get me 20 to 25 DraftKings points, and I think return value on this price tag. So he's my SP1 today. My SP2 is going to be a little bit cheaper. Carlos Martinez, I really like today. He's 8,100 at home versus the Reds. I like Martinez here. I like that he's going to be pitching at home. We definitely like this ballpark for pitchers. St. Louis's ballpark, much better ballpark for pitchers than if Carmar was going to have to pitch in Great American. So he's got that going for him. He's got a cheap price. He's 8,100. He's been pitching well lately. He's had three straight starts over 20 DraftKings points, 25 against Cleveland, 22 against Arizona, and 20 against the Giants. I could easily see Carmart keeping that streak going here. This Reds team, they've been hitting the ball well this year, been hitting the ball well as of late, but there's still a lineup I don't mind picking on, especially on a slate like this, where just pitching's rather weak in my opinion. Don't have a lot of options I love. Carmart's cheap. He's at home. He's got a 190 or 157 favorite next to his name. Reds only a 3.8 implied run total. I think Carmart's a good play here. I expect Matt Harvey to kind of struggle, and the Cardinals should be able to give Martinez some run support. So if you're looking for another mid-tier arm, I think he makes a ton of sense today at 8,100. You go with Keuchel and Carmart. That still leaves you 4,187, a ton of salary to pay up for bats if you want to do that. So these are kind of the two pitchers I'm looking to build around. Just looking at other options we could consider that are sort of in that price range. Maybe like Nick Kingham at 7,900 versus the Brewers at home. Kingham, good pitcher's park. He's cheap at 7,900, definitely has upside. I believe he did face the Brewers when he made his debut, and he had like a great outing. I think it was against the Brewers. Or no, it was actually against the Cardinals in his debut, where he threw, I believe, a one-hitter, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, I think it was, 37 DraftKings points. But did face the Brewers after that, 5 1/3 innings, did allow, looks like 4 runs, so kind of struggled, but managed to get 7 Ks, 17 DraftKings points. Kingham at 7,900, if you're looking to go off of Carmart or off of Keuchel, he could be a play. Looking really cheap for the cheaper options. Maybe Jake Odorizzi at home against the Rays. We could possibly consider here if we want to go to him. He's cheap, and I like that matchup, so you could consider him if you're going trying to pay down a pitcher. But other than that, I think that's really it for me for the cheap pitching options. Tyler Chatwood, 6,200 against the Padres. I love that price tag. I love that matchup, but Tyler Chatwood's been so bad this year. He's been so up and down. Kind of the same goes with Edwin Jackson. Edwin Jackson's actually been a little bit consistent. He's got 3 starts with 21, 25, and 9 DraftKings points. That 9 DraftKings point outing was definitely a tough matchup against the Indians. Did play the Indians twice. Then he played the Tigers and put up 21 DK points. If you want to go really, really cheap at pitcher, I could see going Chatwood and Jackson in tournaments, and then just really loading up on Coors bats, loading up on expensive bats if you choose to do that. So I actually think there is value today. Sub 7K, Chatwood, Jackson, if you want to go that cheap. But yeah, that's it for pitcher today. The pitchers I'm really on this slate, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about bats. We're definitely going to want Coors Field exposure. We don't have any Vegas information, no implied run totals yet, but Christian Bergman, Antonio Senzatella, these are 2 pitchers I'm going to want to pick on. So we're going to look to Coors for our bats, definitely. And I feel like D. Gordon, he's going to be leading off today at 4,400. I feel like he is a great option here. D. Gordon sets up really well in Coors Field. This is a guy that, just with that outfield, with how spacious that outfield is, he could turn a single into a double into a triple. Just with his speed, we know if he gets on base, he's a threat to steal bases. I know he's not much of a power hitter, but Coors Field, it sets up really well for guys that can hit the ball into the gap and can really stretch those base hits into doubles and triples. That is what D. Gordon does. I like him at 4,400. Should be leading off, just good value from Coors if you want to go to him at second base. Third base, his teammate Kyle Seager, another guy kind of a little bit too cheap at 4,500. Also gets a good matchup against Senzatella, gets the platoon split. Seager hasn't been hitting the ball that well, just as of late, hasn't been hitting that ball that well this year. But going to Coors Field should help him. This matchup with Senzatella should help him as well. I do like Kyle Seager, a mid-tier third baseman. I think he definitely makes sense, especially if you're like not paying up for Arenado. Go down to Seager, who is $1,000 cheaper. And then finally in the outfield, we're going to really load up here with Charlie Blackmon, who is 5,500. Should be facing Christian Bergman today, not James Paxton. Paxton's not going to be pitching. Looks like it is going to be Bergman, who is a righty, so Charlie Blackmon will have the platoon split. Christian Bergman is not a pitcher I believe in, just a pitcher I want to pick on. So even righties, lefties, I like it all from the Rockies. LeMahieu, Blackmon, Arenado, these guys are great plays today. Gonzalez, Story, Parra, this lineup's in play. Top to bottom, you got Tony Walters down there at 3,200. You could play for value at catcher. You got Gerardo Parra, who is only 4K. Cargo's 4,700. You could definitely load up on Coors, play some 2 mid-range pitchers. I think that's probably the route I'm going to be going today. And Charlie Blackmon, if I'm loading up on Coors, he's going to be a number 1 priority for me. And I do like him at the outfield for 5,500. But yeah, guys, these are my 5 plays for this 15-game slate. Dallas Keuchel, Carlos Martinez, D. Gordon, Kyle Seager, and Charlie Blackmon. Now we will talk about some of the stacks and BVP plays on this slate before we do get out of here. So I've talked a lot about Coors Field. It's my number 1 stack today. I have the salary to pay up for these guys. I feel like there's going to be runs in Coors tonight. So Christian Bergman, Senzatella, I want to pick on these guys. I like both sides of this game. Rockies being number 1, Mariners number 2. But if we are looking to get away from Coors Field, looking at some of the other stacks, you do have the Astros getting to face Mike Fiers. That could be a way you go, especially if you want to get away from the Coors chalk. You've got the Red Sox facing a pretty bad lefty, Ryan Baruki. I don't even know who this guy is, but the Red Sox have 5.8 implied run total. If you're trying to get away from the Coors chalk, you could definitely play the Red Sox, play the Astros, and even the Rangers maybe against Alex Cobb in Camden Yards could be an option. 4.9 implied run total for them. But yeah, those are the stacks I'm really into today, guys. Now we'll move on to BVP plays. We do have a lot of BVP plays. I'm not going to cover every single one. If you want to look at all of them, just pause the video here, but I'll cover the ones with at least about a 15 to 20 at-bat sample. So starting off, Michael Conforto, 4 for 15 with a home run versus Tanner Roark. Maikel Franco, 7 for 16 with 2 home runs versus Wei-Yin Chen. Abdul Herrera, 4 for 10 versus Wei-Yin Chen. And Trevor Plouffe, 5 for 19 with 2 home runs versus Chen. I doubt Plouffe's going to be in the lineup. The Phillies did just pick him up, though. He could be a cheap option if he's somehow in the lineup. But moving on, Justin Smoke, 9 for 35 with 4 home runs versus Rick Porcello. Anthony Rendon, 7 for 20 with the home run versus Noah Syndergaard. Victor Martinez, 6 for 17 with the home run versus Keuchel. Alcides Escobar, 6 for 16 versus James Shields. Mike Moustakas, 6 for 13 with a home run versus James Shields. Brian Dozier, 5 for 11 with the home run versus Eovaldi. Adam Duvall, only guy that took Carmart well with at least a 10 at-bat sample, 5 for 15 with the home run. Denard Span gone 3 for 10 with the home run versus Senzatella. Will Myers, 8 for 22 with 3 home runs versus Chatwood. Andrew McCutchen really hit Edwin Jackson well, 15 for 39 with 3 home runs. And then lastly, Pablo Sandoval gone 9 for 19 with a home run versus Edwin Jackson. But yeah, moving on to the pitchers. Looking at the pitchers that have done well and the pitchers that have struggled. The ones that have done well are Rick Porcello and Tanner Roark. Rick Porcello has pitched well against the Blue Jays in the past. The Blue Jays are only hitting him for a 207 average through 208 ABs. And then Tanner Roark, he has done well against the Mets. The Mets are only hitting Roark for a 224 average through 76 ABs. And then looking at the pitchers that have struggled, Wei-Yin Chen, he struggled against the Phillies. The Phillies are hitting him for a 329 average through 70 ABs, 23 hits, 9 extra base hits, and 4 home runs. James Shields has struggled against the Royals. The Royals have hit him for a 303 average through 109 at-bats, 33 hits, 15 extra base hits, and 4 home runs. And then lastly, Tyler Chatwood, he has struggled against the Padres, Padres have hit him for a 301 average through 83 ABs, 25 hits, 13 extra base hits, and 6 home runs through those 83 ABs. So yeah, guys, that's it for BVP and PVB, and that is it for this 15-game slate. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. Hopefully it did help you. If you did enjoy the video, just make sure you click that like button before you get out of here. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do subscribe. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And good luck tonight on this 15-game slate. Peace.